After 70, many of us realize something important. We can't rely only on family. Of course, love from children and grandchildren is precious. But the truth is, they have their own lives, responsibilities, and struggles. And if all of our strength comes only from them, what happens when they're busy, far away, or simply unable to help? That's why in this video, I want to share with you 3 powerful things that matter even more than family when it comes to living strong, independent, and peaceful in your later years. These aren't complicated. They don't require wealth, youth, or luck. They are choices, habits, that you can start today no matter your age. Stay with me, because these 3 pillars could change the way you think about aging forever. And before we dive in, hit subscribe and tap the notification bell. Because at VitalAge Health, we believe aging is not about fading. It's about rising stronger. The very first thing you must never overlook after 70 is physical mobility. Because mobility isn't just about muscles or joints. It's the key to freedom, independence, and emotional confidence. Think about it. When you can sit up in bed without help, prepare your own breakfast, or simply step outside for a short walk, you feel in control of your life. But when mobility fades, so does confidence. That's when the fear of relying on others begins to creep in. Many believe that weakness, stiffness, or struggling to walk is an inevitable part of aging. But here's the truth. Losing mobility is not destiny. More often, it's the result of inactivity. And the good news is that with small, consistent habits, you can stay strong and steady well into your 70s, 80s, even 90s. Take the story of Harold Simmons, a 78-year-old from North Carolina. After a minor fall, he became cautious, sitting more and walking less. The less he moved, the weaker he felt. Then Harold realized something important. The less he walked, the more dependent he became. So he made a choice. Each morning he now walks 20 minutes around his neighborhood, sometimes with a cane, sometimes without. He greets his neighbors, breathes in fresh air, and reminds himself that every step is a declaration of independence. He still cooks his own meals, tends his small garden, and takes pride in handling daily tasks himself. Harold often says, "This cane doesn't limit me. It gives me the confidence to keep moving forward." That's the essence of mobility. It doesn't just feed the body, it feeds the spirit. When you can move, you feel capable. And that sense of capability fuels dignity, pride, and joy. So how do you protect your mobility? The answer is simple. Move every single day. Start small. 10 minutes of gentle stretches in the morning. A short walk after dinner. A few squats or sit-to-stands using a chair. Resistance bands or even simple wall push-ups can strengthen muscles and improve balance. These tiny actions, done consistently, prevent decline and keep you steady on your feet. Science confirms this. Seniors who stay physically active are not only healthier, but also sharper and happier. Movement improves blood circulation, lowers the risk of chronic illness, and releases endorphins, those feel-good hormones that ease stress and lift your mood. And the beauty of it all? You don't need an expensive gym or fancy machines. All you need is commitment. Remember this. Every step you take today is an investment in your freedom tomorrow. Don't wait until your body declines to act. Start with small, intentional steps, because those very steps will keep you independent, confident, and full of life for years to come. Now, the second powerful thing you must rely on after 70 is having a consistent health routine. Because let's be honest, health isn't built in hospitals or doctors' offices. It's built in the small, everyday choices you make before the sun even sets. Think about your mornings for a moment. Do you wake up and immediately feel sluggish, reaching for coffee and skipping breakfast? Or do you start with small rituals that set the tone for strength, energy, and clarity? The truth is, your daily routine is your silent bodyguard. It protects you not only from illness, but from the slow drift into dependence. A good health routine doesn't need to be complicated. In fact, the simpler it is, the more powerful it becomes. Let's break it down. Hydration. As we age, our sense of thirst weakens, but our body's need for water doesn't. A glass of water or green tea in the morning refreshes your system, wakes up your digestion, and clears your mind. Balanced eating. A colorful plate with fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and lean protein fuels your day far better than processed foods. Movement. Gentle stretching to loosen stiff joints. A short 15 to 30-minute walk, or even light resistance exercises keep your muscles and balance strong. Rest. Going to bed at the same time each night signals to your body that it's safe to recharge, protecting both your memory and your mood. Take the story of Frank Bennett, an 81-year-old from Ohio. For years, Frank believed aging meant slowing down. He ate irregularly, slept whenever he felt tired, and barely moved. He noticed his balance was getting shaky, his memory wasn't as sharp, and his confidence began to slip. Then one day, Frank made a change. He decided to create a routine, no matter how small. Every morning, he starts with a cup of green tea. He spends 5 minutes doing gentle stretches, loosening his shoulders, his back, and his legs. Then, cane in hand, he takes a 30-minute walk around his neighborhood. Within months, Frank noticed something powerful. His energy grew, his mood lifted, and his fear of falling began to fade. He often says, "I don't need a miracle drug. My routine is my medicine." Science confirms what Frank discovered. Studies show that people over 70 who maintain regular routines, whether it's exercise, sleep, or eating, experience fewer hospital visits, lower risks of falls, and even better memory performance. Psychologists call this the power of structure. When you reduce the chaos of decision-making, should I walk today? Should I eat later? You free up energy for living, not worrying. And here's something many forget. A routine also strengthens your spirit. When you wake up knowing exactly how to start your day, you feel more in control. That sense of order pushes back against the fear of helplessness. It's not just your body that gets stronger, it's your confidence. The lesson is clear. Don't wait for your health to decline before creating structure. Start now. Drink water first thing in the morning. Stretch while the coffee brews. Take a walk after breakfast. Go to bed at a consistent time. These small steps, repeated daily, will protect your independence far more than you realize. Because in the end, health isn't about grand gestures. It's about the little things done consistently that build a wall of strength around you as the years go by. So ask yourself, what one small habit could you add to your routine tomorrow morning? A glass of water, a walk, or 5 minutes of stretching? Whatever it is, begin there, because those little things are what will keep your body steady, your mind sharp, and your spirit confident for the decades ahead. Now we come to the third powerful support after 70: inner strength and personal values. Here's a truth many people discover later in life. When health becomes fragile, when finances change, or when family isn't always there, the one thing that can't be taken from you is your inner foundation. It's the compass that guides you, the quiet strength that steadies you when life feels uncertain. Think about it. We all face loss as we age, the passing of loved ones, changes in roles, or even the slowing down of our own bodies. But what makes one person crumble while another stands firm? Often, it comes down to values and resilience. Let me share the story of Eileen Carter, a 77-year-old from Pennsylvania. After losing her husband of more than 50 years, the silence in her home felt overwhelming. At first, she drifted through her days, unsure of what came next. But instead of letting grief consume her, Eileen created a simple nightly ritual. She would light a candle, sit quietly, and write 3 things she was grateful for in her journal. Over time, this practice didn't erase the pain, but it transformed it. It gave her a sense of peace, reminding her that even in loss, life still offered moments of beauty and meaning. Psychologists say this kind of resilience doesn't come from ignoring emotions. It comes from feeling them deeply, but not letting them control you. Eileen still cried some nights, but she also laughed with friends, volunteered at her church, and leaned on her values of kindness and faith. Her story shows that when you have clear values, no storm can truly throw you off course.
And values don't need to be complicated.
They can be as simple as honesty, kindness, gratitude, or simplicity. Living by them gives you dignity and clarity, even when the world around you changes. In fact, studies show seniors who live by strong personal values report greater life satisfaction, lower anxiety, and better mental health. Why? Because values simplify decisions. When you know your compass, you waste less energy on regret or doubt. Here's something worth reflecting on. Have you ever noticed how calmer you feel when you act in line with your values? Maybe it's choosing honesty in a tough conversation, or extending kindness when it's not expected. Those small choices build inner strength like lifting weights builds muscle. So here's the takeaway. Physical mobility and health routines matter, but they are not enough by themselves. To truly thrive after 70, you need an inner anchor. Something no illness, no setback, and no circumstance can take away. The lesson is clear. Build your resilience. Define your personal code of values. Maybe it's, I choose kindness. Maybe it's, I live with honesty. Maybe it's, I practice gratitude. Whatever yours may be, let it guide your days. Because in the end, your strongest support system isn't just your body or your finances. It's the strength and clarity you carry inside. As we reach this stage of life, many people assume that family will always be the strongest support system. And while family is precious, the truth is, after 70, your deepest strength often comes from within. Today we've uncovered 3 powerful pillars that matter most in your later years. First, physical mobility. Because the freedom to move, even with small steps, is what keeps independence alive. Second, a consistent health routine. Those daily choices of eating well, staying hydrated, stretching, or walking are what protect your energy and stability. And third, inner strength and values. The quiet compass that guides you through loss, change, and uncertainty, with dignity and peace. Think about it. You may not control how others behave or whether family can always be present. But you do have control over your body, your habits, and your mindset. These are the foundations that no one can take away from you. Harold showed us that every walk with his cane is an act of independence. Frank reminded us that a simple routine can restore stability and joy. And Eileen proved that values and resilience can transform grief into calm strength. So, I'd like to turn this over to you. Which of these 3 speaks most deeply to you right now? Is it the ability to keep moving freely, the security of a daily routine, or the strength that comes from living true to your values? Share your thoughts in the comments below, because your story might just inspire someone else watching today. And if this video gave you even one useful idea, don't keep it to yourself. Tap like, hit subscribe, and share this with a friend, a neighbor, or someone you care about. Sometimes a single habit shared at the right time can change an entire life. Remember this: aging doesn't mean losing who you are. It means gaining the wisdom to choose what truly matters. And when you hold on to these 3 pillars, your later years can be not just longer, but fuller, richer, and brighter than you ever imagined.